Well, hello, everyone. We're here with Alex Spellman at the Chicago Final for the Bull Shooter 38th Tour. Alex, you've been having a pretty good run out here. What was your expectations coming in to the Chicago finale?
There weren't any. This is, I like coming to Chicago. It's a fun weekend. I don't play soft tip very much, so this is kind of more of a, I do treat it kind of more for fun, but obviously there's big money on the line, so I'm still taking it serious. But if I don't win, it's not, the end of the world. But I've played a little bit more soft tip this year with the Booyah Cup and the chairman of the board event, and I played well there. So I did expect to come in and play decent, and I've been semi-successful with that.
I would say more than semi-successful. You've been doing some pretty good waves and some pretty good runs out here. So far, have you had any standout experiences with either your partners you're playing with or just in any particular matches that are really sticking out to you?
Now that you're putting me on the spot, no. I'll probably think of something later. The one that sticks out to me is actually not necessarily a great one, but I feel bad that I played poorly in the blind draw for my partner. Obviously, people get excited when they get me as a partner, and we have those expectations kicking some butt, and unfortunately I didn't do that. So that one will stick with me for a little bit. That's the one that's fresh on my mind. But winning mixed with Trish yesterday was great. We've played a couple times. Last year we got third, and it was great to come out on top. We had a lot of really tough matches, and it was a fun.
Yeah, and when you were playing in that final, right, you were also playing against Mila and Marti from Barcelona. What's it like seeing some of the international players travel over to the U.S. side of things across the other direction of the pond and playing against those players here?
They're great, especially the Spanish team. A lot of those guys are incredible. Some of my toughest matches on singles on Friday when I won that, had to go through one of them, and then I'm mixing up the names of who's who, but just great. They're just so nice too. One of the guys, I think it was Encinas, we swapped our Team USA, we were gonna swap, but I forgot to ask him for his, but I'll let him keep it. But he's got mine. And obviously that's a tradition over there as well, especially like in soccer. So really great guys, and obviously Team Denmark. They come in and they're a little self-deprecating, but you know what, they're here, and they're such nice people. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to be able to represent your country regardless is always a big honor. Now, looking into it, right, your career has changed a lot in the last few years. I mean, between leaving your previous line of work and going into darts full time, how would you say this transition period has been going for you?
I can't really say it's been better than expected, and I don't even mean to say that like, I expected to be here. It was more, I only planned to kind of play darts for about 6 months, and then at the start of the new year, look for a real job again. And I was fortunate enough to keep winning, but not just winning, but winning big events like Bull Shooter, the 12 grand just for that. And it allowed me to keep just playing darts for a while. So I'm just going to keep riding it and just see where it leads. And
then two-time champion for the ESPN Invitational Shootout here. What's your expectations going into year 3?
Again, I don't really set too many expectations. If I set expectations, you're usually putting that event up on a pedestal, or you're just putting pressure on yourself to perform. And so all I care about is going in there and playing well. And if I play well, I typically come out on top, and if I don't, somebody had to really work hard for it. But all I know is that all the greats in all the sports, they always do it in threes. Those 3-peats are huge. So if I want to be somebody, I got to do it third time. If I don't do it, I might as well quit.
And then talking about just the mental aspect of the game, you also do Anubis Academy as a dart training coaching program. What makes it for effective coaching? Like what goes into something like that for a player that might be considering doing something like that?
So my approach is a little bit different than most. A lot of people don't even think that darts is able to be coached, because there's so many different things. There's the physical side of the game. Everybody's mind is different as well. So there's the mental side of the game, but then there's physiological differences. I'm tall, someone's short, someone has big hands, little hands. The shape of the dart is different. Someone's got arthritis, someone's had shoulder surgery in the past. But there's so many different ways to throw. It's almost maybe not a good comparison, but it's like an Apple charger I guess a lightning cable and a micro USB. They work for their respective things, but maybe not so much for the opposite. So there are things that I can do, and I can do it, but I can't do it as well as something else. So that's tough. So I focus more on teaching people how to self-improve so that they don't have to rely on me. So I'm not going to tell you what to do and what not to do. It's more we're going to focus on, what you could be doing, how to test things, how to, almost like a scientific method. It's kind of trial and error, knowing what works, what does this happen when I do this, what happens when I do this or that, whatever. But, other coaches may kind of be more like, okay, you're doing this and you're doing it well, keep doing that. And then they kind of move on. But it's, why is that a good thing? Why should I keep doing this? If you don't know the why behind it, it's going to be hard to, again, work on your game yourself. Another thing I focus on is feel. You can copy the players all you want, but if it doesn't feel good, if it doesn't feel right, it's like I said, one of the people I work with has the best looking throw on camera, and he's one of my lowest rated players as far as averages go. So just because it looks good doesn't mean it is good. But like I said, I focus on helping you self-improve so you don't have to rely on me to get better.
Anything you want to say to your friends, fans, family, anybody else watching?
I talk to you guys a lot. I put a lot of stuff out on YouTube, so obviously, I'm very appreciative of all the support. A lot of people this weekend talking to me, and they'll talk to me for just a second and be like, I don't want to bother you anymore. But, I make sure they know, like, if I'm just hanging out in the public space, I'm fair game. I'm just me. I don't think I'm, a god or anything like that. So I'm not, but I'm not above hanging out and talking to people. So, I wouldn't be able to kind of do this as a job if you guys weren't, supporting me. And but most importantly, my wife. I'm spending so much time away from her. Everybody sees the sacrifices that the players make, but rarely do we really get to see it from, the spousal perspective. And actually, either Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm going to do a kind of a Q&A with my wife. So, because I mentioned it a couple weeks ago that I was going to do a stream with her so she can kind of give her perspective on things. But, it's not only is it the time away, but she's having to get up at 4 in the morning to take me to the airport so I can leave her for 3 or 4 days. And she's making just as big a commitment as I am. So.
Well, between Darts Academies, Pro Play, and everything else, we're excited to see what you continue to bring to the table, as you always have something great for us. You're, in fact, still playing in the Pro AA, so we're going to let you get back into the action. Thank you for taking the time to talk with us here.
Thank you.